The crew was like Craig, Braden, Alec, Alvin, me. We did a ton together. We played League like 24/7 all the time, and we had this like tradition where um, every Sunday we'd watch like a horror movie, and then like eventually it stopped being like horror movies and it was just like movies, and so like every Sunday we were just watching like movies and stuff like that. One time we watched The Usual Suspects, and I've already seen it like 7 times. So we watched The Usual Suspects, and dude, I don't want to spoil the movie. The whole movie's about like a guy who's telling his side of like the story for a crime, and he's like being interviewed by a detective, and he's telling a story, and like the whole movie's the story, and in the end he walks out of the room, and it turns out he made the entire story up, and he was just like reading off like labels like behind the detective. So there was like a poster, and like there was a name on a coffee mug, and like he used that name and stuff like that, and the detective finds out everything was like a fluke, and we thought this was like the coolest thing ever. And so we all started like making up stories. We all started making up stories like about the room. We'd be like, one time I was just at Blair Academy, and I went to Canada because like Craig had like a Canadian flag in his room, and we just made up these stupid stories, and it was really fun. But we also found out that day that at the time like Craig couldn't do that without like crying. Like it was just a weird thing. Like if he tried making that up, like water would like come down of his eye. Like he wasn't sad or anything. He just like he would just cry, and so he kept trying to make up these stories, but we'd always know because he was crying a little bit. We were all like not as like stressed about academics and stuff, so we all got to hang out all the time, and I don't know.
Okay. Who at Blair has like made a difference in your life? No one?
No one. Don't put that in the video. 3 people. Me, myself, and I. Gotta look out for number 1. I really wasn't planning on taking Chinese when I came here, and he made it. Like I was planning on like if I tried out a new language, I would just like stay with it for like as long as I had to, and I would have stopped. But I realized that I just wanted to like keep learning Chinese because of him. Like he's just a great guy. I was in Mr. Patton's Algebra 2 honors class, and we walked into class, and he goes, "All right, everyone, into the squash courts." We follow him into the squash courts, and he partners us up with someone. I forget who I was with, but it was a sophomore I didn't really know well. And he goes, "All right, so one person's gonna take the quiz, and while that person's taking the quiz, the other person's gonna yell at them and like as hard as they can." I was in Mr. Compton's freshman English class, and it was really hard, and I asked him to be my advisor because I just remembered I wanted to get to know him, and I felt like if there was like one of my teachers that like would be able to get to know me, it would be him. Like every once in a while he'll take me out for breakfast. Like I have to wake up early, and we'll just have conversation about what's going on in my life, and we catch up, and then we get back to Blair. I think one of my regrets is like, especially in like the later part of my years, not doing a lot of like the activities and stuff on the weekends. Like I feel like I started to just like hang out in my room or like in the dorm just with my friends, and not really like go out and like even just chill outside. I feel like I missed out on like a couple like just opportunities to like make even more good memories at Blair.
Who was your first crush?
Odessa, the lunch lady. 100% sincere. I'm very glad I came to Blair, and I think it's like the greatest choice I made. Because I was choosing between like a couple schools, like 4 schools, and I remember like almost the night after I got all four schools decisions, I was like intent on going to Blair, and my parents were like, "Why? Like, you won't be able to sail, you won't be able to play hockey, like, literally all the other schools like you got into like have everything you want." And I was like, there's something about Blair.